Roman Reigns just said Dean Ambrose's name on live television for the first time in years. Seth Rollins placed a shield mask in the middle of that ring. Both men fist-bumped over it in front of 50,000 people. And Jon Moxley, sitting in AEW, watched the two brothers he left behind close the greatest chapter in Shield history without him. And if you think that moment doesn't light a fire under the most dangerous man in professional wrestling right now, think again. What's good? Tidal wave, and welcome to the most emotionally explosive post-SummerSlam conversation nobody is having loudly enough. Because what happened at the end of that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins main event wasn't just beautiful storytelling, it was a direct, on-camera message aimed at a man who wasn't in that building and found out about it the same way the rest of the world did. So here's the question worth sitting with. When two brothers close a 13-year chapter over a mask in the middle of the ring, what happens to the third brother who wasn't invited? Let's lay out exactly what's confirmed. Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins cleanly to retain the World Heavyweight Championship in what multiple outlets called one of the best matches in WWE history. Both men traded each other's signatures throughout. Rollins delivered a clothesline in the style of Ambrose, while Reigns used Dirty Deeds as a direct tribute to their missing Shield brother. After the bell, Rollins placed a Shield mask in the ring between them, and both men completed the Shield fist bump over it, closing the chapter on their rivalry while symbolically leaving a space for the third man. And then Reigns said the words that changed everything in his post-match interview. When people left, when they were scared, when they ran off, we held the fort down. That line wasn't poetry. That was a message, delivered publicly, with cameras rolling, directed at exactly one person. Now, if you already know how Jon Moxley responds to being called out in public, smash that like button and lock into the Tidal Wave family right now. Because the next chapter of this story doesn't stay in a post-match interview, it comes back with violence. Here's what the internet is completely getting wrong. The popular read is that this was a beautiful emotional send-off for the Shield. A perfect bow on a 13-year story with Moxley acknowledged warmly as the missing piece. That reading completely ignores who Jon Moxley actually is. This is a man who left WWE in 2019 and spent years building himself into the most unhinged, most credible, most legitimately dangerous character in professional wrestling, specifically to prove he didn't need WWE. And now Reigns and Rollins just closed a chapter that belonged to all three of them, over a mask that represented all three of them, in the building where all three of them made history. Moxley wasn't there. For a man with his documented pride and his relationship with unfinished business, that's not bittersweet. That's a challenge. And Reigns calling him a man who ran is not a warm tribute. It's the most carefully worded public call-out in recent WWE history. Let's talk about Moxley's psychology, because this is the whole engine of what comes next. His entire identity since leaving WWE has been built on being the anti-corporate, anti-nostalgia version of everything the Shield stood for. Every time WWE has referenced his past, Moxley has responded not with warmth but with aggression. His AEW contract situation, his documented history of wanting to perform everywhere, and Money in the Bank on October 10th in New Orleans sitting right there on the calendar is not a coincidence worth ignoring. Roman Reigns said Dean Ambrose's name, Seth Rollins left a mask in the ring, and Moxley just watched both brothers close their chapter without him. So here's what the comments section needs to settle right now. Was Reigns' post-match line a warm tribute or the most public call-out in WWE history? And how long before the most dangerous man in wrestling responds? Drop your answer below. Next video breaks down exactly what a Moxley WWE return actually looks like. This has been Tidal Wave. Ride the wave.